Wow. Well, it's getting late, and I have found myself in a situation where it looks like I'm gonna have to stay overnight. The sun is starting to go down, and I'm taking a minute to realize if I'm going to feel comfortable tonight, or at least be less afraid, I need to build a fire. I'm thinking maybe somebody will come and rescue me, come looking for me, and so the first priority would be now to start a fire and to gather enough fuel to keep it running all night so that I can feel warm, have some light, feel safe, and also the fire can be a signal if anyone does come looking for me. I don't have a way out. I'm too far to walk out, and I'd have to walk 30 miles, and that's not a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and build a fire. So what I'm looking for is an area out of the wind, out of the breeze, and protected from the rain in case something happens tonight. I'll put a little fire pit here, and I'll gather my materials that I need. Okay, the first thing I should do is clear an area out for the fire. The easiest way to start this fire would be to use one of these simple little things, you know, a lighter. Don't go out without it. And we're going to try to spark this tinder with a flint and steel. Okay, well, we've got an ignition. Now what we do is we put our tinder up there. Remember, we have not the tinder, but we have the kindling, the littler sticks. Go ahead and put them on. Keep our flame alive. We don't want to lose all that work. So if the smaller sticks will catch, watch this. And then put the larger sticks on. So what is the comparison if you find yourself in spiritual emergency or crisis? You find yourself stranded or lost in a wilderness, spiritual wilderness. Now we have a fire. We can put bigger fuel on it, which you see over here. Let's consider the first thing. We need to learn to recognize we're in trouble. Look around, do not panic, do not despair. There's a way to safety. Immediate first aid, of course, is important, which may stop or slow the bleeding. And we need to bandage that up. In this way, what kind of behavior, company, or habits do you think are breaking your motor, running you out of gas, or stranding you in this lonely place? Put a temporary splint on the broken part so you can avoid further injury until you can get help or find rescue. Get out of the wind, possible rain. Draw near to the people who are optimistic, who have faith. People who looking for something better. Avoid the rain of negative thinking, conversation. Start a fire before it gets too dark. Have faith enough to find or make tinder tinder that can catch that little spark of faith that you will muster when you make the first step. As this spark of faith falls onto the tinder bundle, as you just saw, use the tinder as not the tinder, but the kindling as maybe little acts of reflection and thinking about things you're grateful for. Things that, for the air you have to breathe, the water you have to drink, continue to place these kindling sticks on like we have done, and continue until you can also add a little bit more faith by thinking of what others have done for you that have been kind, or things that you have done for others that have been kind, or even remember happy or humorous moments in your life. These kind of kindlings will create a brighter outlook on life and help you get a grip of the hopelessness state that sometimes you feel in as your faith and testimonies are challenged either by intellectual reasons or trials and tribulations you might be having. Enjoy this as the logs feed the fire, and steady and strong as the fuel keeps it, and know that you can have comfort. I think we're going to be all right, as I have a lot more fuel over here to keep the fire going. And I have some kindling left, but as long as I use those bigger sticks, I should be good for most of the night. And so will you when you have trials and you remember to use a little spark of faith and hope and build a fire. Find shelter. Find shelter with friends and people who have the same hope and dreams and faith that you have.